Hello there, my name is Ogechukwu, and I'll be talking about how to get your desired blood pressure reading, and specifically 7 common lies about high blood pressure you must avoid now. So basically, there are some lies, there are some myths that have been told to you about high blood pressure which are not true and possibly have been affecting your blood pressure. So we'll be looking at them today and see how to tackle them. So let's proceed. So like I said, my name is Ogechukwu, and in this video I'll be sharing with you several lies about high blood pressure you must stop believing now. These false beliefs have prevented people from living their best lives, free from worries and fears. So at the end of this video, you'll be empowered to know your blood pressure and defeat the fears of the unknown. I will also encourage you to stick to the end of this video because I have a very special package for you in the form of an ebook. So let's get set for the first myth or lie. So the first one says that I would know I have high blood pressure when my body tells me so. The fact is that high blood pressure does not usually come with signs or symptoms. In fact, when you begin to notice signs and symptoms of high blood pressure like headaches and what have you, that's a sign that you are already experiencing the complications and end organ defects associated with high blood pressure. So the second one says it is better I do not know my blood pressure reading. What I don't know will not kill me. Well, the fact also remains that ignorance of a rising high blood pressure or wishing your blood pressure away does not mean you will be safe. So it is best to know what your readings are. If they are good, you maintain your healthy lifestyle. But if they are out of range or higher than normal, then you take measures to forestall all complications or anything that might be detrimental to your health. Number 3 lie says that high blood pressure is more common in men. Well, high blood pressure has no respect for sex or gender. So basically, in terms of age, high blood pressure is more common in men of younger age. So before the age of 50, you have a higher proportion of men coming down with high blood pressure. However, after menopause, from late 40s upwards, the incidence or the amount of women that come down with high blood pressure increases. So the chances increases, and these are tied to hormones. And as women approach higher ages above 50, they have higher risk, which are also associated with the fact that more women live longer than men. So the longer you live, the higher the chances of you coming down with high blood pressure. It's also important to note that even if men of age less than 50 have higher risk of high blood pressure, certain things also increase the risk of blood pressure in women. The use of birth control pills, that's family planning pills, injections and implants. Then there's also the risk associated with pregnancy. Most women develop high blood pressure during pregnancy. The fourth lie says that I cannot do anything about my high blood pressure as it runs in my family. Yes, one of the risk factors, unavoidable risk factors of high blood pressure is genetics. If it runs in your family, especially if both parents are hypertensive or have high blood pressure, the risk of you developing high blood pressure increases. And the more the number of close relatives that have high blood pressure within your household, the greater your chances. So, but what can you do? Despite the fact that you have a high chance of coming down with high blood pressure, you can do something. And this includes implementing healthy eating habits, increasing your physical activity, and managing stress and other triggers that might be associated, which could also cut across reducing alcohol and cigarette smoking. And the fourth lie says that I am thin, so I should not be bothered about my blood pressure. Well, being thin does not reduce your risk of high blood pressure. Though we know that obesity, that has been overweight, increases your chances of high blood pressure. However, there are some thin persons who lead some unhealthy lifestyle. They drink little water, eat a lot of fast food, eat a lot of saturated fats, they sit for long hours, they smoke cigarettes and all that, that increases their risk of having what they call dyslipidemia or bad cholesterol. And the presence of this, reduces the ease of the of blood to pass through the arteries, and that increases the risk of blood pressure. So being thin does not mean that you're safe. What you need to do is to live a healthy life, and that will reduce the chances. And number 6 says that I'm going to die as soon as I discover I have high blood pressure. This is a lie. You can live as long as possible, and not just as long. You can live a fulfilling life or fulfilled life, even if you discover you have high blood pressure. At the age of let's say 15, I have seen cases of persons who have managed high blood pressure for over 40 years without complications, and they did this with a lot of diligence, healthy living, and awareness of the risk involved in not managing the blood pressure properly. Then the last but not the least says, if I do not add much salt to my food, I do not have any issues. Yes, excessive salt intake is one of the risk factors. Dietary salt is one of the risk factors. And by dietary salt, we mean an amount that is about 2.4 grams of sodium, because sodium is one of the elements there, or 6 grams. 6 grams is like 1 teaspoonful of salt. So ideally, you're not supposed to use more than 1 teaspoonful of salt in a day. But it has also been noticed that though adding dietary salt to your food is one of the sources of sodium to your body, there are other things, the other kinds of foods or that contain a lot of salt that we may not know about. And this includes a lot of processed food, canned food, salted food like pasta, biscuits, nuts, and even for persons that eat out a lot, that go out to eat out in fast food joints, you may not know the amount of salt that might be used to cook the food. So these in all increase the amount of sodium and salt that you eat, that can shoot up the values you have that I stated herein. So adding little salt to your food does not necessarily mean that you're eating less sodium. And in conclusion, you would have seen from the 7 points I mentioned that these beliefs are not real, and they can actually affect your blood pressure. But what can you do? Now that you know these lies, it's left for you to take measures. And like I promised you, I have attached herein a copy of an ebook that I have used. I have detailed a lot about blood pressure and what you can do. All you need to do is just to click the button below that says learn more. It will direct you to a page where you just put in your email address, and we'll have the copy sent to you. So I look forward to having you and giving you this package and helping you live that purposeful life and life free of high blood pressure that you desire. Thank you very much.